All right, I was reading this. There was a Barron's article. Well, it was paywalled, so I just put it through AI. Basically, China, 70% global drone market share. Clearly, we hate that. That's bad. So, October sanction. This is what China did. They sanctioned the Skydio, largest U.S. drone maker, cutting off its battery supply, with the company admitting it would secure new suppliers until spring 2025. They told them to ration their batteries. So, I'm asking about kulr. I was also looking at this one company that just recently, so this would be our kulr, the battery, and their partner. This is why kulr sucks. Because kulr has all this stupid Bitcoin. If they didn't, well, I don't know if they would end up looking like Amprius, but I think they would do a lot better. And I think they had sold some of this Bitcoin for a loss, which is also not. But then you have the one that someone just said on my shit. What was it? Avev? Not Avav. It's different than this one. Damn it. Avex. And so now this just IPO'd. So people usually, they're sort of in April 17th. Did it just come out that way? Yeah, April 17th. So I was asking, 9-year-old defense company, defense technology delivering next generation navigation, all the things that they usually do. And Phoenix Ghost, this would be their drones, Disruptor, Raker, Compass X, the IPO, 320 million, and then investors unwinding the post-IPO momentum, fast rapid taking can flip sentiment. Yeah, that is. But see, they do have recorded 432.9 million revenue for 2025. So this isn't like a speculative company here. You could say that, well, a significant 70, well, wait, oh, that was in 2024. So, and then they're saying their Q1 revenue guidance is 200 to 208 million, up from 53.3 the year earlier. So, and the earnings, I think, is June 3rd. So this could be an interesting one to watch because they come out with 208 million or over 208 million. And that could be something. So this, I will watch this avex, and it said, I don't know when it was, in June. But then I was asking about kulr, and if kulr could use these batteries. This is for avav, which, because that's the one I had originally thought. And wait a minute, if you look at avav, and then you compare this other one, which I'm going to forget it again, but, so that is, they're definitely on a down. Kados is another drone one that I like that is also on a down. They had a government contract, a big one, and they went down more since that. That is interesting. But anyways, if we looked, or even we could compare Kados' earnings, because wait, they're at 192. And if they're saying revenue reached 408 in quarter 3, 2026. No, yeah, that's not. Gross margins fell 24 to 38. Wait a minute. What are they saying? Reached 408 million. Is that just for one quarter? Then that would make sense. I don't know. Bull case. Funded backlog increased to 1.1 billion. Year-to-date awards reached 4.6 billion. That's 4.6 billion in awards year-to-date is genuinely exceptional. The company maintains a record 4.6 billion backlog and re-awards. See, these backlogs for these defenses shows that the manufacturing is the bottleneck. And then you would have Velo, and I would also say Buru, of course. But if they can start, and look, Velo, if they have the backlog with the Army, that definitely is good for Velo too. So keeping an eye on these. I'm not in AVAV or CADA. I'm an ONS in UMAC, but this, a genuine drone dominance beneficiary, according to. And then I saw people saying that if Ukraine and Russia inevitably ends, well, I guess eventually it has to, but it's also like a showcase. So other people will be, there's always going to be conflicts. I mean, I see there's conflicts popping up all over the place. Conflicts people don't even know they're going on right now. So I would have to say, I don't think that's a problem as far as if the Ukraine conflict ends. And then they're going to just be stockpiling. That's going to be a big lesson too, because they're all going to have seen what is all went on. So that's something to think about. But This one could be interesting, except XTIA, they were saying whatever their drones was going to be at, or their revenue was going to be at, and they're not sitting that good right now. So it takes a lot, it seems, to get these defense. We're just not in defense trend, you could say. I was asking if they could use kulr, and so they have one-way attack, loitering munition, fly to target, detonate. Meaning the battery profile is different from a commercial surveillance drone. You need a single high discharge mission cycle, max energy density for range, and the ability to operate in GPS-denied, potentially contested electromagnetic environments. MRAM, which they have their earnings tomorrow, and okay, so you have kulr, and that's what they work with. Amprius, the C-core cells specifically targeting the second profile. Kulr 1 integrates kulr's thermal management technologies with Amprius ultra-high energy density C-core, Psychorus, and Drillkill cells. Mala cells, whatever. And I think this, if they could just sell these and not be a shitty Bitcoin company, because that's what they had a big loss on their balance sheet last earnings, because Bitcoin went down. So that's fucking annoying. And another one, the Helio, this could also, designing and manufacturing NDA compliant battery system. If they could just come out of this Bitcoin shithole. I thought they had sold it. They didn't sell it. It just looks as though it is a loss on their balance sheet, but they're still holding the fucking Bitcoin. I hope it goes up. I don't know. Does it have to? I don't hold crypto. I think, and a lot of people on X that used to be big crypto bulls aren't even talking about it and even saying no more crypto. Well, I saw one of them, but I don't know if there's other ones. I don't know. I just want kulr. There's not a relationship now, but that's what I want. Them to start supplying more of these drone batteries, the NDAA compliant drone batteries. That could lift them out of the shitter. When I say jump in kulr, I don't know. If Bitcoin sentiment started to go up again, that would be a definite game changer. Me, I'm holding up. I'm giving them till the end of the year. If they don't come back by the end of the year, then that is that. But anyways, there used to be some drone ones. And then, I guess I can, the onds thing, the onds of the Mistral thing, I think I talked about that in another video. Speaking of onds, we have this. Jim Cramer does not like them. That could certainly be nice. And on 065, this was something Tom Cotton, a lot about the power plants, all these things that have to have drones. So I just think but they did dilute it with more shares. But maybe they know that they're getting ready for some orders. So we could see that. I wanted to see the thing. The Mistral one. Awarded a $20 million contract by U.S. Army and delivered Thor Group aerial drones. I don't know who LB Systems is. I'm just kidding, it's Israel. But these, onds had bought out Mistral. They own them officially now. So that would be for $175 million. And then also, with this kopn stuff, because someone's messaging me that kopn's ready to blow. We'll see. Well, I want them to, because if they do blow, that helps onds, because we have onds this year. They're not doing bad. They're just not having a big level shoot. But the fact they're not going under 10, I think that. And then you have kopn. They're the one they're holding LightPath. This is onds too, because onds is invested. Ooh, when kopn runs it runs. That's kind of exciting. What are they doing? What is their... You can really look at onds like a holding company. Breakthrough micro-LED optical. Ooh, I wonder if they could do something, sell these, I was going to say, to Anduril. Because I don't know if Anduril has their own goggles, or whatever you call these, micro-LED. Scares 15 million initial development order. Now that is something. But like I said, this definitely benefits onds as well, being a kopn holder. Data center consume an outside portion of world's energy. Neural will be designed to achieve the same functional outcome with a fraction of power by using photons instead of electrons to move data. Eliminating... Oh wait, this is talking about the copper wiring. And then, what is this going to do? Patented bidirectional neural display program micro-LED pixels, high ultra-optical transceivers capable of moving data at ultra-high speeds while consuming significantly less power per bit. This is interesting indeed. I want to say this could be used in other things. Wouldn't it be able to? I wonder. I'm excited about this then. Combines, microlith materials, process manufacturing of fabric AI system level, marketing sales developed by AI factory infrastructure. Under the agreement between the companies, kopn owns 19.9% of Fabric AI and will exclusively manufacture the neural I/O chipsets. They're the leading base in the microlight LED displays, giving the company a unique strategic position as demand for domestically sourced high-performance micro-LED components accelerate with more than 40 years' experience. I think kopn could do some things. So if people are in kopn, that is good. And if you're in onds, that is also good. Very good indeed. This really changes things. This, I'm looking more into optical interconnect repurposes programmable micro LED pixels as ultra high speed optical transceivers capable of moving data. So this, a 15 million purchase order, kopn could run more from this announcement, because this is the technical insight. GPUs rely on dense copper wiring. Neural I/O will achieve the functional outcome with a fraction of the power by using photons instead of electrons, eliminating copper interconnects and expensive laser-based systems entirely. If they're going to be using these in data centers, the difference from LWG, Poet Elmo, is enabling technology. Those companies use compound semiconductors, EO polymers. kopn is using micro LED pixels. See, this technology, people, will change very quickly. And that's definitely something to think, but I don't think it's replacing that. It's going to be, if kopn economics on every chipset sells in the AI data center, not just a licensing fee. The applications well beyond defense are enormous, and any hyperscale AI data center running GPU clusters, HPC, and future co-packaged optics, kopn CEO explicitly flagged this. This could be very interesting indeed. I wonder what people on X are saying about this one. Wait, is this going to be like, I always would ask, is targeting wired internet connect between GPUs? Today AI cluster collaborates. Okay, repurposable program, whatever, ultra speed optical transceivers, laser-based systems. If this could do something, I wonder. And then you have Praso. They're solving a different one. Okay, very high speed, short range wireless links. So they're a chipset. And then this memory bandwidth, different, arguable, more fundamental. AI interference, limited by compute speed. How will they move? Well, wait, that's not this. I wanted GCTS, not this. I asked the wrong thing. I was wondering what they're talking about. I'm getting distracted, but I do think that this, kopn thing is big news.